When stress hits your body, it doesn't need another lecture. It needs a reset. So here are 3 polyvagal informed practices to bring you back online. Welcome back, everybody, to this week's episode of the Men's Collective podcast. I'm your host. My name is Travis Goodman. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist and a mind-body coach. And today, I'm going to share with you 3 exercises that are polyvagal informed to help bring your nervous system back online, to help give it a reset, not a judgment, not a criticism, not another lecture, but to be witnessed and to reorient our heading. So the first is orienting yourself to safety cues or to grounding or calm cues. What this looks like simply is looking around your environment, identifying 3 to 5 things, objects, things you see, and describing them in simple terms. So when your eyes move, when you kind of scan around, your brain can tell your body, I'm not trapped. It begins to send this subconscious signal with movement, with scanning. Simply identify 3 things you see. So for example, in my environment, there's which you cannot see, but there's a lamp to my left. I have this little tree thing that my wife got me for my office. I think it's really rad looking, but it's just kind of, I don't even know what it is. It's a tree. Really cool. You can't see it. And then something else I could see is I have this really cool picture behind my desk. It's like wood carving with wood grain. And so just take a moment and just identify 3 things in your environment and just name them in simple terms. You could even use descriptors like color, like shape, size, texture, but simply do that. The second is to ground yourself through your senses. So I want you to name 3 things you can see, hear, and feel right now in your environment. The point of this exercise is it pulls you out of mental, logical rumination, and it brings you into the present moment. It grounds you right here, right now. And this practice, again, is about reorienting. It's about resetting into things that you can see, hear, and feel. Again, pulling out of the mind and physically grounding, mentally, visually grounding you with your senses, which is a great way to also distract from whatever it is that was occupying your mind. And the third, and one of my favorites, is lengthening your exhale in a breath. So for example, if you inhale for 4 seconds, I want you to work on exhaling for 8. So this activates the vagal brake, which is your body's natural calming mechanism. So the vagal brake is essentially as you exhale for that 8 seconds, that long exhale, it's a vagal toning. So it's going up against the vagus nerve right around your throat area, kind of below the jaw, which sends a subconscious signal to the nervous system, to the heart, and to the vagus nerve to communicate grounded, safe cue, which begins to shift you out of a sympathetic state. Now, you might have to do that for a few rounds, kind of really slowing with intention, focusing on the breath. And the more you do that, the more you practice this kind of vagal brake, vagal toning exercise, and specifically with a longer exhale, that's very important. It begins to communicate safe connection, grounded, calming connection. Now, a caveat to that is you may still feel something post this exercise or any of these exercises, and that's okay if you do. It may not all go away. Whatever it is that was bothering you, whatever was activating your sympathetic nervous system or the kind of anxiety or the frustration or the aggression or the anger, it doesn't necessarily fix the problem or resolve the actual issue. This is about resetting your nervous system and slowing things down to gain perspective, to then begin to say, what do I need to do in this moment? How do I have some resiliency and practice that nervous system state to not get wrapped up in the emotions, in the sympathetic overactivation, kind of hypervigilant state, but to say, let me just pull that brake, slow things down. And these small practices repeated over time can signal safety faster than really any mantra. Now, mantras are great. In fact, I would pair a mantra with a breath. I would pair a mantra with kind of grounding with your senses. But this is not about breathing to relax, so to speak. This is more about literally changing your physiology through breath by tapping in to the vagus nerve. And so my encouragement to you, what I'd like for you to do today, this week, is to try one of these, or all, every day this week. And notice not just what changes in your mind, but what can shift in your body. And I'd love to hear, if you're watching this, comment below your experience. And if you're wanting to learn more, if you're wanting to be in touch with me, go to travisgoodmanlmft.com. Link will be in the description if you want to do some therapy or mind-body coaching with me. And if you also want to know a little bit more about kind of the hierarchy of the nervous system or what polyvagal theory is in a nutshell, you're going to want to watch and listen to the previous episodes regarding that. And I want you to stay tuned for next episode, next video, where we talk about the 3 N's practice by Dr. Les Aria. It's a great practice. It's another great reset. But until then, have a great week.